You know, a lot of narcissists, they're not very smart. They like talking about themselves non-stop. You're basically listening to one continuous monologue where you barely get a word in. And when they like to be the center of attention and they only talk about themselves and their own life, they overshare a lot, yeah? And often it will cost them later because they probably think that you don't even remember anything that has been said 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. But as a victim of narcissistic abuse or in any type of abusive situation, if that has been going on for a very long time, yes, there can come a stage where your memory is being affected, but long before that, you develop a hypervigilance where your attention becomes sharper, where your intuition becomes sharper, and also, very important, your pattern recognition. And you will remember all these instances, especially usually once you're out of the relationship or whatever type of relationship you're in. Maybe you were in an abusive work environment, or it was in a family dynamic or with a friend. Once you are out of the situation and the fog is kind of lifting that you might find yourself in, your pattern recognition will remember so many details from years ago, months ago, weeks ago, where you're connecting all the dots and you're like, oh, that makes sense now. Yeah. Sometimes it's scary when you connect the dots and you realize, oh my God, there was so much more betrayal than I thought I would remember or that I thought I would know of. That can happen. But like I said, a lot of narcissists, they overshare a lot and they think you don't remember. But you do in those instances, because now it's all about your survival. And when you're in survival mode, you develop skills, cognitive skills even, that you never thought possible. You become better than any intelligence department. But like I said, they tend to overshare a lot and they tend to dig their own graves with that in the end. And when you hold them accountable with this or that, don't let them tell you, oh, you're still dwelling on that? You're still dwelling on that from a year ago? No, it's part of the pattern that you finally come to recognize.